Okay, portable sheds are beyond the scope of this inspection. However, we got some trees touching the roof here and some trees touching the wall here. This is the primary bedroom, or the primary bedroom suite. We've got fence touching the house. That's conducive by design. Our fence post does not have a cap. That's beyond the scope of this inspection, but it will make it in the very tail end of the report. You can find reporting on stuff that's beyond the scope. We've got a wood pile. This will be in the termite inspection, the wood destroying insect report. Okay, we've got a wood pile too close to the structure. Wood's rotting. You know, all that should be taken out. This is conducive to wood destroying insects. Now we're missing a little bit of mortar between our window ledge right here. We're missing some screens, several screens. We've got several fogging windows, double pane, aluminum frame windows. Okay, then in our vertical cracks between the corners around the bay window, and then this corner right here, I try to call it a cold joint, but that's concrete. This is brick. When the brick changes planes like that, and we could call it a control joint if we wanted to, but that should have been sealed. We got trees touching the house. We got threatening rain coming around here in the patio area. All this flagstone that was laid out is not okay. It's not dimensionally uniform, so Granny could trip on this stuff. And moving on along, and what we've got here is we are missing our fireplace flue cap. Is that what we're missing? We're missing it, and there's a bird in it. If that's not the furnace flue, something's going on there. Something's not right. Party lights. Yay! Everybody loves a party. I love a party. Woo! Pass the beer. Hey, a light went out. I think I'm gonna sit out here on my bare feet and change the light bulb while I'm drinking a beer. No, party lights. Okay, novelty lights. And extension cords should not be used in permanent applications like they were on the patio and like they were in the garage. When we come along here around our perimeter, we have weep holes. We want those. We're supposed to have those. Alright? Brick is a very good building material. This home could burn down and you can reuse the brick. Now, people don't like to hear that, but you could. I mean, the walls behind it. This is the brick facade. Very good building material. Very good insulator. But brick is also very porous. Every time it rains, like it's threatening to, or every time the lawn sprinkler system hits it, the water just goes right through. Now, most of the time, the only thing that's going to come out of these weep holes is vapor. Most of the time, it's just vapor. Now, if you have an event, I've seen a couple of events. I hope you don't, but if an event should occur, you know, water will come out of those, but most of the time, it's vapor. Now, it goes around the perimeter because that's the drainage plane from all the walls. Because remember, the water goes through the brick, goes down the drainage plane, which we assume is there, but we don't know because it's been a little while since we built this house. Moving on along. Now, above our windows that are supporting the brick, we should have weep holes. We have interrupted the drainage plane, and it's only the ones that have the lintels, the metal lintel. This semicircular transom light above it, it doesn't have to have it. It's not lintels not required, and you haven't interrupted the drainage plane, so weep holes are not required. You wouldn't have a place for the water to stop. But over here, we expect to see weep holes over our lintels. And all this, I get it, it's plastic lath, but no, it's still conducive to wood destroying insects. It's still conducive to wood rot. It's still not going to let your house drain like it's supposed to. Your lawn sprinkler head is still close to it, too close to it. Your lawn sprinkler head should not be closer than 4 inches to the structure. Your lawn sprinkler head should not be closer than 4 inches to the flat work. I found certain areas where all of that's happening, and that's very interesting. Okay, so moving on along. No weep holes over our lintels. We got a turtle cage here. I assume that's a turtle cage. I hope I'm not messing with a snake. But all this wood, all this is too close to the house. Too close to the house. Not dimensionally uniform. Flagstone. Okay, we got some separation between the vertical trim board and the siding. Separation between the vertical trim board and the casement. And I'm going to list a lot of this on the report. But I'm not going to list all of this. No more than I'm going to see all of this. I'm going to representative sample of, we got a gap between the vertical casement, okay, and the brickwork. Again, we're missing another screen, and aluminum frame, but these windows are fogging. That's the term that we use. It's a slang term. The seals have been compromised between the two pieces of glass. This is double pane, thermal glass, and so the vacuum was lost, or if it was charged with a nitrogen gas, for example, that was lost too. So we did not lose any efficiency. I mean, some people will claim that you lose efficiency. You'll never be able to measure the amount of efficiency that was lost. Okay, it doesn't make it any less secure. It's ugly. It's ugly. And the Texas Real Estate Commission says that the vapor barrier has been broken and that it's a deficiency. So that makes the report. Fogging windows does make the report. And then we got a cap on this fence post, but these fence posts don't have caps. Remember, that'll be at the very end. We got a gap between the brickwork and the vertical trim board. Moving on along. Does that look like drainage to you? It doesn't look like drainage to me. It doesn't look like drainage at all. It doesn't look like drainage at all. Move along. We're in here, we're in here, we're in here. We got a little bit of wood rot right over here. Moving on along. Bushes touching the house, bushes touching the house. This is an official for real control joint. Just like the lines in the street. Okay? We expect, you have this much brick, we expect some movement. In theory, the idea is that these control joints will control the movement so we don't have the big zigzag gaps right there. That little mortar should be sealed right there. I get it. Walls are porous, walls leak. I get all that. Alright? But they leak enough. We don't need to add leaks to it with having holes. This is a control joint. Excuse me. This is a shrinkage crack. Some people call them corner pops. Call it what you will. Okay? But that is not a foundation problem. It might be a brick problem because you're holding bricks up. And it's a termite problem. It's a termite problem because where do termites live? In the ground. Oh. What do they eat? Dead wood. Like that pile of wood that was over on the other side where this video started. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. It's called a clue. Every once in a while, I'll just go in here and disrupt some wood mulch, and I'll be darned if some termites don't show up. Go figure. It's called a clue. Rain gutters discharge directly onto the ground. Moving on along here, moving through here, the separation. Make our way over the Super Duty. We got our own Super Duty going on. Now the design of this on the west side of the front portico, it's called a dead valley. It might not be a total dead valley, but that's dead enough. All the water that comes off the top of the roof right here goes down the rain gutter, drains directly onto the roof covering, which it shouldn't, comes down into this dead valley. Over here, all that water goes in the dead valley. Behind it, that plane behind it, and all three come into this point. That's a lot of water coming in there. What do you think of the odds of a leak happening there? They're never zero. There, never zero. Odds are pretty good right there. I'm not promising you that you're going to get a leak there, but nobody's going to be surprised. We got some cracking in between our stonework and the mortar. Right in here, we got a lot of repair over here. We got a little more cracking. Over here, it's a little more evident. And then coming on along, over our front porch, between the front porch and the transom light, we got a little separation going right there. I got a little separation going in this crack right there. Moving on along, our exterior luminaries, when they're attached to the walls, wall sconces, carriage lamps, call them what you will, they should have been sealed to help prevent moisture from getting back up in there. Our rain gutters should not be closer than 1 inch to the walls so that the water doesn't pile down our walls. So the water doesn't pile down our walls like that. I got a whole video about that. We're supposed to have kick-out flashing. The rain gutter is not supposed to discharge directly on the house. The rain gutter butt ends are too close. It's just we're asking for a leak. Wood mulch, wood mulch, wood mulch. You see mouse traps around the house like that? That's called a clue. Some of our rain gutters discharge below grade. That's a good thing. No, they don't. Okay. Moving along, wood mulch. A tree should not be closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation. Essentially, the canopy, the roots mirror the canopy. And cutting the branches off doesn't cut your roots off. So trimming a tree back does not move a tree. Okay, you got root growth, it's going to cause movement. Root growth is going to drink all the moisture that you need out from underneath. You need a nice even amount of moisture around the foundation perimeter. So we got trees that are too close. Moving on along, our gas meter is not bonded. Okay, our lawn sprinkler control wires are not properly protected. Our grounding rod not properly buried. Our power supply conduit, you think rain can get in there? I do. We should have 3 sides sealed, 3 sides sealed. The density unit's not level. It's 5 years old. Trees are too close, trees are too close. We're missing some more screens. We're coming all along here. Okay, it says 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms. Okay, on the 3rd bedroom, just want to get over here a little bit. Looks like they had an extension cord. There's another rat trap. Rain gutter's too close to the house. Look at the gap under the window there. Looks like somebody, and it's kind of boogered up a little bit. Somebody had an extension cord sitting out or something. Something was happening here.